Hello, Jaime from Inky&Scrappy, sharing with you today a sweet baptism card featuring L'Enfant's Mom and Me stamp set. So to start, I kind of pulled out some things. I had just gotten the Lacy heart die set and the inside out stitched heart die set, and I wanted to use them for this one today. I just thought, it was cute. So that was kind of where I started. I had originally planned on doing a shaker. It did not go into shaker mode. It just was what it was. I also planned on doing some traditional colors with my foxes, and then I was like, not feeling it. So I picked the fox because my sister has a fox painting on her fridge with them and their 3 kids, like Mama Fox, Papa Fox, and 3 baby foxes. And of course now she has to add in another baby fox because they have another one. And so I thought this card would be kind of cute to mimic that one on their fridge. Of course, it didn't turn out how I had originally planned. It happens. I just, sometimes you're just not feeling it, and I just wasn't feeling it. My color palette today can be found on my blog on the Ohuhu color blends. It's on the right-hand side of the page towards the top. It's actually a separate page, and it will bring you to all of those color palettes. Now, it might be in the Ohuhu Oahu set for my colors, so I do have a conversion chart available on Etsy. The link will be on that page. I will try to remember to link it below as well. It's $3. It finds all of the comparisons between the Honolulu 320 set and the Oahu 320 set. It's, it's a tool to use if you color with Oahu's and you want to cross-reference between the 2 different styles of brush nibs, I guess. Anyways, back to my coloring. So I didn't want to paint her yellow or orange, and so I ended up bringing in a darker tone of blue that I felt would go with it. This is kind of like my smokier blue. I think it's smoky blue. My smokier blue blend. And if you know me, I am a lover of blue. Blue is probably my favorite color. I bounce back and forth between blue and green, but blue probably holds a little bit bigger piece of my heart. Just saying. So I am coloring in the Mama Fox here and adding back in a little bit of darker shadow along the edge that I wanted a little bit darker. And then I will bring in my inside out stitched heart here and my Lacy heart frame. Now, I have originally planned on making this one a shaker card. Yeah, in my head, that's where I was going with it. I brought in the Spiffier Speckles Yeti paper with that gold fleck and white. Why? I bought a whole pack of it because you can color it however you want with dye inks and you still have that gold speckly fleckly. And so I always feel like a white one with that metallic is going to have the most bang for my buck in the long run, if that is something that you ponder. It's kind of like I should have gotten some more of the snowflake ones, but I didn't when they were in stock, because that would be one that I would use frequently as well. So I am bringing in the Swan Soiree for the little puddle of water, or the pond of water, I guess. And I don't have the coordinating die, so I am going to just hand cut that one out. I could have run it through the Brother Scan and Cut, but for what I needed, it was an easy enough cut to just do it the other way. I'm also going to bring in the I'm also going to bring in the Cattail Border from L'Enfant, and I cut that out of some green cardstock. I want to say it's not kiwi, key lime cardstock from Close to My Heart. And then I cut that out with that inside out stitched heart. And then, of course, I'm going to add in some clouds here. I am using a cloud stencil from MFT Stamps. I liked it because it had kind of like that V shape for the heart. And then I'm just using whatever was on my blending brushes when it came to my clouds. So it's Distress Oxide. I'm going to probably guess it was like Mermaid Lagoon or Peacock Feathers on my tealy one, and then for my purple it's probably Wilted Violet, possibly. I'm not sure. It's whatever was on the blending brush. So it's probably a mirage of Distress Oxide colors. But it just gives a little bit more added interest to my clouds by doing them two-tone there. And then, of course, I buffed off anything that was sitting on top of those foiled pieces. So I'm going to add in my cattail border and then my pond here. So I felt that the pond represented the water of baptism, and that was kind of how I was going with that one. And so then I decided I wanted to kind of tuck the fox into the water, because obviously that's what happens during baptism. We actually had, this one was pretty cool because it was like they have it was kind of like a little tub, like a big tub, like a full person could walk into it. It was, I don't think I've ever seen a baptismal fountain that's that big. Anyway, so that was kind of the reasoning behind that one, was the water to represent baptism. And so I did bring in some gold glitter cardstock to do the cattails on. And then, of course, you know, I needed to finish adding this one to the card. So I decided I liked it vertically instead of horizontally, just because I wanted to put a sentiment on it, and it gave me a little bit more room sentiment-wise. I'm also going to bring in the Letter It stamp set from, I think it's a Ranger stamp set. It's a different kind of clear stamp, I will say that. I don't know if I'm a fan of that kind of clear stamp. They're super sticky onto I was kind of afraid I was going to ruin it, but it did come off. It, you know, it stamps. I think it needed more than one stamp to make it look good, but it worked. But I picked this one up. It was on a dollar deal close to Christmas, and I had ordered something else from there. I think I had ordered some distressed heavy stock paper from there, and I had like 20% off. So I think I paid 80 cents for that stamp set. Yeah. It has everything on there faith related, like baptism, blessing, first communion, confirmation. So it comes in handy for any of those types of cards. So I'm going to heat set. I know I have this love-hate relationship with black embossing powder, and I did decide to use the black embossing powder. I don't know if it's just that mine is old, but it's not shiny black when I heat set it. It tends to be more of a matte finish embossing powder, which is fine. But you could definitely just do the black ink with your VersaFine Onyx black and then do clear embossing powder over the top, and you will get the same look, but shiny, as long as your embossing powder is shiny. Yeah, but I was okay with it being a matte black. It went with it. It was, you know, and yes, it's kind of stuck on there the second time, but it did go well. I wasn't too worried about over embossing powder, like as long as it was a fleck here and there, because it's already got a speckled background, so it hides any of that maybe, you know, stray embossing powder that's stuck to my paper. And so then I'm going to add, I was deciding to go flat or not flat, and I decided it needed to get popped up. Just added a little bit of something to that card. So I'll bring in some circle foam adhesive dots, and we'll squish that onto the front of my card here. And then before I do the adhering onto the front, I like to remember to stamp the inside. Two things. A, if my inky fingers, which you will see, get ink all over my card, as I got it on that one, I can always flip it. You get, my nanny always says you get two chances with a card base, as long as you don't put the front on it if you're stamping on the inside. Or, you know, because, yeah, you can flip it, and then you can put your card front on the spot that you maybe got your inky finger on. I do it quite frequently. I just don't talk about it. So I will line this up, make sure it is looking all right here. And I did end up using both of them, or all of the stamps that came with that Faith stamp set. And then I will stamp that in some oxide ink It's purple. Concord, maybe? I think it's the Concord one. And that's probably what was on my blending brush, to be honest, because it looked about the same hue. So I will clean those, wipe those, take them off. And then I'm going to bring in this little green sprig that also comes in that stamp set to just kind of add just a little bit of something. And I'm just coming in with the green that matched my paper. So I'm pretty sure it's key lime. No, what did I say? Yeah, I think it's key lime. Yeah, we're going with that one. So then I will add some glue onto the front and add my card front onto the front. And no card is complete. When we have water on it, what do we need to do? We need to add some glossy accents because, you know, it's just better that way. I did have a little bit of these, I don't know, I can't fold, I can't score properly. So I did trim off a little bit of the bottom that was hanging off of the card front or over the card front. The card was a little bit longer than the front of my card, so I didn't cut something or score something right. It happens. So I'm bringing in my glossy accents to add to the water, and then I'll clean up any that might have, you know, flopped over. And that is my completed card for today. So I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Keep getting inky. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Take 352. Oy.